Good morning, Gaudi. It's Friday, the 27th of January, and welcome to your comprehension lesson. Before we get started, I just want to say well done for all your hard work this week. Well done for getting up and watching the videos and completing the work, even though when you don't want to sometimes. I know Mrs Jalaf has those. Today's one of those. So well done for doing that, because it's not easy being at home all day, every day, and doing the same learning at home. So well done, Gaudi. You've done really, really well. There's also things on Tapestry if you want to do some things with your parents for well-being. So go on to that if you're finding it a little bit tricky. But just want to say a big well done for tuning in every day to all the English lessons, all the maths lessons, history, computing, science. So well done, Gaudi. Right. In history, we've been learning about Neil Armstrong and how he was the first man to walk on the moon. There were two other men on that mission with him, and one of them was Buzz Aldrin. We are going to find out about him in this lesson. Let's get started. Right, so what we'll do is I'm going to read the text to you. We'll look at the questions. If you want to have a go at the questions, you need to pause the video once I've read the questions, and you can have a go yourself, and then we can go through the answers afterwards. Here we go. Edwin Aldrin was born in New Jersey, America, on the 20th of January 1930. His sister was unable to say the word brother, so she called him Buzzer, which his family shortened to Buzz. That became his nickname. Our first question is, what is Buzz Aldrin's real name? Our second question is, where was he born? And the last one is, what word was his sister trying to call him? If you'd like to answer these questions independently, you're more than welcome to. Please pause the video here. If you'd like to answer the questions with me, then you need to keep listening. So pause the video here if you want to answer these questions yourself. Right, here we go. Question 1, what is Buzz Aldrin's real name? So if we come up here, we can have a little look, and Mrs. Jalaf's going to change her pen. Here we go. Right, so what was his real name? So we know that he was shortened to Buzz. We can go right to the top, and there we go. Buzz Aldrin was his real name. Shall we check if that's the right answer? There we go, Edwin Aldrin. Where was he born? So where was he born? And that's in the first sentence. Edwin Aldrin was born in New Jersey, America. Not when, where? New Jersey in America. What word was his sister trying to call him? We can use the clue, his sister, and that's our key word that we're looking for in our text. His sister was, here we go. So our answer is here. This is where we need to be focusing. His sister was unable to say the word brother, so she called him Buzzer. There's our answer. His sister was unable to say the word brother. And our answer is brother. There we go. In 1966, Buzz first travelled to space in a craft called Gemini 12. He undertook a spacewalk that lasted for 2 hours and 29 minutes, which was a new record. He also took a photograph, which has been... No, Mr. Else can read that one a bit again. He also took a photograph which has become known as the first space selfie. Now, our questions are, what was the name of the first spacecraft that Buzz Aldrin went to space in? What does it mean if Buzz took a selfie? If you'd like to answer these questions independently and you'd like to go back and read, please pause the video here. Right. What was the name of the first spacecraft that Buzz Aldrin went to in space? So I'm going to go back and read the first sentence again. In 1966, Buzz first travelled in a spacecraft. Oh, look, here we go. Spacecraft. That means our answer must be close by. Called Gemini 12. What was the spacecraft called? Gemini 12. What does it mean when you took a selfie? Oh, look, here's the word selfie. Let's read the sentence that it's in. He also took a photograph which has become known as the first space selfie. What does it mean when you take a photo? What does it mean if Buzz took a selfie? That's right, he took a picture, he took a photograph even, he took a photograph of himself. He is most famous for his space mission in 1969 when he travelled to the moon alongside Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins. Buzz followed Neil Armstrong onto the moon, a walk that was viewed by approximately 600 million people on televisions worldwide. Wow, 600 million people. Right, our question is, how do you know that the broadcast of the lunar landing was popular? If you'd like to answer this independently, pause the video here. Now, it says that the lunar landing was popular. How do we know this? Now, I've quickly scanned the text, which means I quickly read it. So and I'm thinking, I can't spot the word lunar landing, which means I've got to go back and have a think. Why do I think? Okay, how do we know even? How do we know the lunar landing was popular? So I'm going to go back and read it. Here we go. He's most famous in the mission 1969. He travelled alongside Neil. Well, it's not in this part. So my answer must be in the second part because he doesn't talk about the lunar landing. He talks about the mission and who he went with, but he doesn't tell me why it's popular or how it became popular. Let's read the second sentence. Buzz followed Neil Armstrong onto the moon, a walk that was viewed by approximately 600 million people on televisions worldwide. Now, there we go. How do you know that the broadcast was popular? Well, there's a lot of people watching, especially 600 million people. That certainly tells me it's popular. So 600 million people watched it worldwide. So even though it doesn't say lunar landing, we're using our knowledge from before as well to help us answer the question. There we go. The spacecraft was known as the Eagle, as it is the national emblem of America. When they returned to Earth, the spacecraft landed in the Pacific Ocean. Our questions are, where were the astronauts rescued from Earth on their return to Earth? Why was the Eagle a good name for the spacecraft? If you would like to answer these questions independently, please pause the video here. Right, the astronauts rescued on their return from Earth. So that rescued, can I spot the word rescued? The spacecraft was known as the Eagle, that is the national emblem of America. When they returned to Earth, the spacecraft landed in the Pacific Ocean. So I can't spot the word rescued, so I need to have a think. It says, where were they when they came back to Earth? So they're coming back to Earth, so I'm looking for the key word Earth. My answer must be in this sentence. I'm going to go back and read the sentence, sorry. When they returned to Earth, the spacecraft landed in the Pacific Ocean. There you go. That's my answer. It landed in the Pacific Ocean. Why was the Eagle a good name for the spacecraft? I've spotted the Eagle in the first sentence. Look, here we go. The spacecraft was known as the Eagle as it is. Start again. The spacecraft was known as the Eagle as that is the national emblem of America. So why do you think it was a good name? Have a think. You may pause the video here. So it's asking you why you think that. Right, here we go. Where's my cursor? Right, because it's a bird. Because it's a bird and spacecrafts fly. So the eagle is a bird of prey. It's a huge bird and it flies. So they use that name for a spacecraft as spacecrafts fly. 2 years after walking on the moon, Buzz Aldrin retired from NASA and went back to the American Air Force. What did Buzz Aldrin do before he came back, before he became an astronaut? So what did Buzz do before he became an astronaut? Right, so he's walking on the moon and he went back. Oh, look, here we go. Buzz retired from NASA and went back to the American Air Force. So our key word here, so it says before he became an astronaut. It doesn't say that here. So we've got to turn the question and think, well, what did he do before? And in our third line, it says he went back. If you go back to something, that's the bit that you did before. So he went back to the American Air Force. What year did Buzz Aldrin retire from NASA? Now, this one you've got to count back. So it's 2 years and you've got to count back, and I can't remember. It's 1971. There's your challenge. Right. Can you number these events from 1 to 5 in the order that they happened? Buzz Aldrin took a space selfie. Buzz Aldrin's spacecraft landed in the Pacific Ocean. Edwin's sister called him Buzzer because she couldn't say brother. Buzz Aldrin was the second man to walk on the moon. And I can't read the last sentence. It's covering it. Let's have a look. And the last sentence is, and it doesn't move. Okay, I can't read. Oh. Buzz retired from NASA and returned, I think it says, the American Air Force. The bars come out, I can't see that. So your first one is Edwin's sister called him Buzzer because she couldn't say brother. That's 1. You've got to put the numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the order that they happened. That's your challenge. So what you'll need to do is go back and either listen to the text that I read, or you can read it. Gaudi, I look forward to seeing your writing. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.